Hello guys, welcome to another Dragon Ball Legends video. As you guys see here, we finally got the last character released, which is Legend Son Goku, who fought against Demon King Piccolo. Let me quickly change the language again here. And okay, here we go. So, I don't think it's a surprise that they would release him. I mean, who else? There weren't that many options. But I also think Jackie Chun as a 1% spiking is a good choice. I thought they would release Krillin from DB because we don't have that yet, but that's also fine. I have really high expectations for this Goku actually. Not for myself because I'm not gonna summon him, but if he's not good enough, the DB team is not gonna be saved. So that's why I have high expectations for this guy. Preferably I would have him that he is number one, actually. That's how high my expectations are. Because right afterwards the anniversary is coming, and you guys know how the anniversary is. They release new strong characters, other characters get power crap, but I don't want this Goku to be like coming out here as like around top 5, and after anniversary is not even top 10 anymore, and the team dies. That's why I really hope they make this guy really well. One thing he already, I would say, needs is endurance or something like that, because the team doesn't have that yet, so... Except for the green Goku with the plaid, but yeah. Alright, let's start with his abilities. Let's look what he can do. He is yellow, which is... That's a color that they definitely don't have yet, so that's good. His tags, he's on Weapon Wielder, DB, Saiyan, and Sun Family, and yeah, Dragonball Saga, but they formed it more to DB, so that doesn't matter anymore. But Weapon Wielder is also interesting. Okay, Z ability. Okay, DB, Texan, Weapon Wielder. Let's just check the last one. 38% strike and blast, strike attack and strike defense. So yeah, basic. See, already seems strike based. And if tech DB also 15% to blast defense. Okay. Strike has blast armor. Nice. On hit, all arts cost -2, and yeah, blast armor. So yeah, that's nice. Blast doesn't have anything special. Okay. The blue cards, massive damage. On activation, he draws 1 card. Special move bonus plus 30%. Every time it's uncancelable 1 time. Okay. And then also special move damage plus 30. Okay. So you get 60 and 30% of this is uncancelable the first time you use it. Okay. And on hit, sub count on switch -5. I think what that means is that if he switches out, instead of having instead of having 10 timer counts until he can make it, he has 5. Similar to the Grade A Vegeta, the red LF one, who also had this blue card, and if he switches he and used it before he had less sub counts. I think it works exactly like that. So yeah, that's nice. Okay. Green card, he draws 1 new card, 15% health, key by 50, vanishing gauge personal net up to 3 times, that's cool. Cover change, immunity to 5 timer counts, and key protection for 5 timer counts. Yeah, that's fine, I would say. The vanishing gauge was obviously the most important one, so you wanna be careful if you use this green. I think it's yeah, I think it's a stop time green as well, so that's good. Ultimate, okay, massive damage on activation, 50% ultimate damage. He has endurance, normal. If there's a defeated battle member, also plus 30% extra damage. On hit, destroys all enemies' cards, blast armor changing forward. Okay, this gets stronger with other battle members dead. Up to 80%, which is strong, but everything seems cancelable, so yeah. Alright. Then back to the main ability. Draws an ultimate, 30% health, 50 ki. Cancels attribute downgrades at normal conditions. All enemies strike, blast, and special move arts cost plus 20 for 10 timer counts. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, so everything except your green card and ultimates are plus 20 for 10 timer counts for all enemies. So yeah, good for units like I think against Daima, the Super Surgeon for Daima Goku, to not having combo long or even Vegeta. So okay. Then okay, starter ability, unique gauge plus 30. Okay, he has a unique gauge, which okay, it's not surprising. Everyone kinda has one. 270% damage, 150 damage guard. Okay, I can't really tell if that's good or bad actually. Ki recovery plus 50%. Wait, let me just check something. I can. Because Demon King Piccolo is the newest 11 with this damage guard thing, I just want to check how much does he have also. Yeah, he has 130. Okay. And Goku had 150. Okay, so 20 more. Okay, I think that's actually good because I think one of the issues with Piccolo is maybe his defenses, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Ki recovery, card draw speed, strike and blasters cost -5. Okay. If there's at least one other DB ally battle member, extra 20% damage and damage guard plus 10%. So let's just assume he always plays with a DB battle member, then he has 170 damage guard and 290% damage. That's really good. I wish they would have also wrote there like weapon wielder, because I think that would be interesting to make that also a team. So, but okay, that's fine. Okay, I already saw that he has something. Okay. On battlefield entry, he draws a card, 10 health. Okay, good. 20 ki, a little bit low, but alright. Maybe he gets more ki on something else. 5 times cover no. I think they're really trying to not have other characters long cover no in the future. So okay. Minus draw, 1 card draw for the enemy if he enters, but that's more of a defensive ability. Okay. And 1 Dragon Ball plus 1. Yeah, they're focusing to make this team a thrush farming team with Demon King Piccolo and also forgot the name. Was it Tambourine? Like the demon from, you know, the demon soldier from Piccolo. I forgot the name. I watched Dragon Ball in ages, so yeah. Okay, on strike and blast cards used when there's defeated battle member. I don't like that he has that, but okay. Ki plus 10, strike damage plus 20, draw plus 2. Okay. Wait. Uncancelable, so that's not going away if he switches, right? Okay, I'm not sure on that one, but okay, let's assume he has that forever. So yeah, double card draw speed. Double card draw speed if there's one defeated bad member is fine. The key on strike and blast, they could have maybe given them more money, but okay. When on battlefield, the enemy uses special move, ultimate and awaken arts. He heals 50%, enemy arts cost plus 10, and the arts cost power is -50%. All enemy sub counts plus 5. Okay, that's interesting. So the enemy can switch if he uses an ultimate. Okay, that's fine. But that's only on when he's on the battlefield. So against his other teammates, that's not gonna have a big impact. When hit by enemy arts, damage plus 30. Enemy key -35 one time. Wait. Does that stack every time he gets hit? So like every time you hit him in a combo, he gets 30% damage for 10 timer counts. That's a lot. That's a lot with us already having 290% damage. That's pretty good. That's his disrupt from one time. Okay. Activation count resets on switch. Okay, makes sense. I'm not sure if that's one time or multiple, or that can stack before he switches out. Because if it can stack, that would be crazy actually. When health is reduced to 0 by enemy attack, he has indestructible, unique gauge charge rate plus 100%, cancels add downgrades in normal conditions, nullifies aptitude downgrades in normal conditions, destroy entire enemy hand, enemy key minus 50, health plus 50, element disadvantages, immune to 10 timer counts. Yeah, kind of similar to every indestructible, where they get 50% health back and destroy all cards and get their own downgrades of normal conditions away. Yeah, type advantage for 10 timer counts offensively and defensively, so that's good. It's also not restricted like on Super Saiyan for Goku, so you can throw him any team. But preferably wants one DB character with him for the other Xabos. Okay. Cover changes and strike arts and come to the blue card. That's also really important because otherwise other DB teams would just rush and kill each other if you didn't have like indestructible revival or something like that. So yeah. Okay. Now the question is, what does the unique gauge do? Activate indestructible allow you to charge the gauge. Okay. Attack type. When unique gauge becomes full, draw up to 2 cards. If hands are to a fewer, health plus 20, key by 50, damage 40%, uncancelable. And for special cover changes 5, protect 10. Slightly, well, it charges slightly each time a card is used. And consumed entirely when indestructible. Okay. Okay, here's the thing what I'm worried about. So, it's consumed entirely when the indestructible activates, but that means until then it can't be depleted. So here's my thing. Here's the problem. What I think. Like, okay, not problem, but that only means it only activates. Yeah, only twice, max. If you fill it up before his indestructible is triggered and afterwards. But if he, let's just say you rush the team and he has to get in, he kinda doesn't get this, like he doesn't get like the 40% before, so you kinda have to manage to get his unique gauge full before his indestructible gets triggered. Which, okay, don't know how I like this. What do I think about him? I think he's fine, but not to the point I wanted him to be. Like if you were, I don't know if this damage thing stacks that he has every time he gets hit, because I think that is actually something that would determine how good I think he is actually, because if that's stacking in a combo, they just say they do 4 cards, that's 120% extra damage, that's crazy if he then attacks afterwards. But okay, I mean, because he has this, killing him with ultimates awakened arts will take quite a while. So, but he's not removing buffs. So a unit like Cell can ult him. He's not losing the type neutral still. Like he doesn't remove type neutral or anything. So yeah, just imagine him together with Tambourine and Piccolo as the team you want to run. Or maybe the green Goku with the black. Each one of those two, I think. Is the team gonna be good enough? That's the question I'm gonna ask myself right now. I think the biggest issue, the biggest issue that could come up with this team is Majin Vegeta, actually. Because, and I said this also when I looked at Piccolo. So, when he released, he doesn't have any way to save himself from Majin Vegeta. So, if you, like, for example, you play Majin Vegeta with green Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku gets a hit on Piccolo. Majin Vegeta switches in, presses 2 strikes, goes for the ultimate. He's removing your buffs. Piccolo's dead. Like, yeah. So that's not gonna save him. And the problem with this team is this is more of a I'm gonna rush you a lot team. But if Vegeta just snipes out Piccolo, maybe even before you can use the ultimate, your rush first, this team kinda has a problem. Not that Goku sucks or anything, I don't think he's bad, but he's more about only doing damage and having indestructible. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough to... I mean, it's good enough to make the team usable, I will say that. He's good enough to be... like, make the team usable, but I'm kind of worried if this team is even gonna last long. Like, existing. Okay, I mean, there's also a good chance that Majin Vegeta is gonna be useless after when Anniversary starts, who knows, but I'm worried about that one, actually. Yeah, I'm just worried about Majin Vegeta just putting a hole to this team. Not that he's like the most run unit ever, but if something happens, I don't know. Other than that, where would I... The thing is, I'm not gonna summon for him, so I'm just gonna think about where I could see him be, just based on what I'm reading, because we'll have to see next season, PvP season, how the team is gonna do. Yeah, it's honestly gonna depend on that thing. That thing, and how often he gets his unique gauge filled before his indestructible is triggered, because you also have to think about rushes. Like, he's the only rush safety, and yeah, if Piccolo gets rushed, you can switch him in, because I think he reduces sub counts by 10, and his indestructible is triggered. And with all the healing he gets, killing him before with an ultimate is not gonna happen. Except Cell's gonna happen. I think Cell could one-shot this guy still, maybe. Because he does a lot of damage, but I don't think any other unit is gonna manage that. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add on that one. I don't know if that's enough or not. I think he is top 10 from what I've seen. I mean, he has indestructible, which is usable for all his teams. I mean, you could even put him leader slot and then play Piccolo and Cell. That would... I mean, Cell wouldn't get his auto ability full, I guess, then. No, but I think the DB team is gonna work, but I'm worried if they're gonna age well. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Goku. Do you think he's good enough? And by the way, I like his animation. So on that one, they did him well. I'm just worried that this team as a whole, like, I'm not worried about him. I think he's good enough to survive, because indestructible alone is gonna value him over time long. But I'm more worried about Piccolo, so yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and see you in the next one.